What up, what up, what up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one. This one is Paternity Matters, y'all, episode 3. All right, I think this is the one we're going to get the test results back. Without further ado, let's go in.
Next up on Paternity Matters.
Like, I just want to fight and get to you.
Fulton County Sheriff, open up. And then I open up the door. 3 big dudes look like they need to be playing for the Atlanta Falcons with guns pointing at them.
I don't see this woman for 5 years now. For sudden I'm the daddy. Because you got 3 fingers, you got 3 daddies.
Next, we head back to the men's den to continue our conversation with the guys.
We have no clothes on, and she said to my dog, "You see your punk ass daddy right there?"
Oh,
I mean,
This is terrible.
and then she beating her and everything, hitting her in the head with herself. I'm breaking everything up. Like, I have no clothes on. My kids, they don't know what to
Oh,
do.
my
They're 3 and 5 years old. She's yelling, "You stay right here," and everything. And then
I talked about this in the last episode. Ladies, stop putting your kids in the middle of grown folks' business. If the guy is cheating, that's between you and your man. Do not traumatize your kids any further than what they're going to be traumatized when y'all break up. They're going to be traumatized from that. But they don't need to see their daddy in bed or naked with another woman while their mother is beating on him. Way too much. Way too much for kids, young kids to see. You don't bring your kids with you to put your man on blast. He was stark naked. Why would you do that? Again, this guy is all kind of wrong for stepping out. For those who don't know, he stepped out on his wife in the hotel with another chick. His wife found out, came in the hotel room, busted the door open. She brung the girls with her, their children with her, and pointed out and said, "Look at your daddy, he ain't ish." Meanwhile, the girls looking at their naked daddy, traumatized, and then watch their mother beat on their father, while the other naked woman then gets in the fight with his then wife. Can you say hot mess? Just a hot mess. Let's go in.
And I ran to get security or whatever. It was just chaos. And then right here, she picked up a steak knife or whatever.
Oh, no.
So I go to her to try to take the knife. I get stabbed right here.
Oh,
and then,
no.
I mean, it looks like a...
You can't make this up.
It looks like a murder scene, you know, because, you know, on hotel beds, it's all white and everything.
It was
blood
red,
everywhere.
blood
Yeah, just everywhere. And, you know, so that is why they had already met. So in order for me to make that transition as the makeup artist, that just, that just wasn't the most appropriate way.
I don't know
make,
why we're laughing. This has got to be nervous laughter because this story
I mean, it was,
no, it was too late for the makeup.
And for those who don't know and missed the other episodes, he claimed to be trying to get this woman and his wife together to do makeup and have a makeup business relationship. Well, he skipped the makeup part and just started smashing this chick instead. And now he talking about, oh, well, after all of this and I got stabbed, now I can't do the makeup, have her and my wife get together and do makeup. Hell no, they not gonna get together and do no business for no makeup. And you can't be the middleman and try to make this business deal happen no more. Your wife stabbed you. Are you serious? You got blood all over the place. The daughters are looking at this, seeing their father spill blood all over the place, naked. I mean, I can't even imagine a more traumatizing image for them little girls than this. Why in the hell did you bring the girls? Again, he's all kind of wrong. But his ex-wife is just as wrong. Not only for bringing the girls and traumatizing them for life, but for stabbing this guy too. She's all kind of wrong. Look, I'm not justifying what he did, but there was a way to handle this and not traumatize those babies. Okay? There's a way to do this and not traumatize those babies. Now, from what I understand, he said they're only 3 and 5. Let's hope that they forget that this happened. I think the 3-year-old can get over it. The 5-year-old, I'm not so sure. Okay? I'm not sure the 5-year-old can forget this, because that was a major moment. That was a memorable moment, even for a 5-year-old. And now that 5-year-old is going to be in therapy in her 30s or 40s or whatever due to this incident. He was wrong. She was even more wrong. Let's go in.
Yeah, it was too late, Idris.
Yeah, and I'm just getting started with everything that's going on because it's part of the story.
Lord have mercy. So I take it the marriage didn't survive that.
Well, you know what? It could have, but it didn't. So that was stage 1.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So stage 2, moving on to that. So I never went back home. Never went back home after that moment for obvious reasons or whatever. I moved into a condo in Midtown, and it was probably a couple weeks later. My daughters, I was taking them out for Valentine's Day. I had a limo, everything was set. My ex-wife, she was like, "Look, why not just bring the girls down? I'm gonna do their hair. You could take them out and have a good time."
So at that point, you all were divorcing, or you were separated?
Correct, divorcing.
You were divorcing. So, and you had plans with your daughters for Valentine's Day. Okay.
There was an ulterior motive of why she brought my daughters to my condo. So I would say that was February 14th. February 20th, 2 o'clock in the morning, this is loud knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. I thought it was some drunk white boys playing and everything, but they were like, Fulton County Sheriff, open up. And then I opened up the door. 3 big dudes looked like they need to be playing for the Atlanta Falcons with guns pointing at me. So I'm like, what's going on? They handcuffed me and they said, there's 2 warrants for your arrest out of South Carolina. So basically, some of my clinicians were committing Medicaid fraud. I was the owner of the company, so I was going down for it. So I'm in Fulton County Jail for about 7 days.
Oh my God.
I get extradited to Greenville, South Carolina. I go to my bond hearing. The Attorney General sets up, say, he is a threat to society, set my bond at $250,000. And I'm like, oh shit, what is going on? So nonetheless, I end up calling my mom. She don't want to come bond me out. So I'm like, shit, who the hell is gonna come bond me out? My ex-wife and her mom, they end up coming to bond me out. So, one of the things she was thinking, we're gonna work on stuff. I was coming back to Atlanta. My ex-wife, she's like, let's talk about things, getting back together. And then I was trying to move out of my condo. So I come back, I spend the night with, and we just have a wonderful time and everything. And my ex-wife is kind of getting antsy because I'm supposed to meet with her. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. It's like, your wife is in the driveway. I said, what do you mean she in the driveway? She up there talking with her mom, showing her pictures, making it seem like a home wrecker when that's not necessarily the case. I come out, what do you think she does to me again? She jumps on me. Y'all see that mark on my face? Camera zoom in right here.
Oh God!
This is a permanent mark.
But we laughing now because you're alive and healthy, but this was a...
All right. You deserve to get the crap smacked out of you, dog. For real. What the hell is your problem, man? This woman and her mother bail your ass out of jail, and you go back to the same chick and start smashing her? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't blame her a bit for smacking you that time. You deserved all that smoke that time. After they put their money on the line for your bail. And talking about getting back with you and we're going to make the family work. You don't deserve a good woman, man. You don't deserve a good woman. I don't know what kind of marital problems y'all was having, but this is one of those cases where you deserved all that smoke, man. I just don't want the girls or the kids to be involved in it. Okay, like I said, the guy is all kind of wrong. He double wrong this time for sitting up here having the same affair or with somebody else after this woman and her mother put up bail money for your ass. They showed you they was down for you. And you went and did the same buffoonery crap that you did before. You deserve that scar on your face. You deserve it. That second time, you deserve all that smoke. I ain't got no words for you for that. That was dumb as hell. And this is the things that a lot of women have to deal with. Bonehead men who sit up here and, become serial cheaters. You know what I mean? Very disappointing. Very disappointing. And if you didn't want your ex-wife no more, yeah, but you wanted that bail money though. You wanted that bail money. If you didn't want to rock with her no more, you shouldn't accept the bail money from her and her mother. She shouldn't even been somebody you should have been able to turn to and count on. So, yeah, you deserve that mark on your face for that one, bro. Let's go in.
Saga. This was a real saga that have we taken accountability for, Idris?
Right.
You know what?
Because if we just would have made the makeup recommendation, none of this probably would have happened.
That's true.
And your wife would be doing your former mistress's makeup.
But you know what? It ended up being a blessing in disguise. He said, anything else, Mr. Tyler? I said, no, that's it. 5 years. Boom.
Wow.
Next thing I know, I feel handcuffs on back of me.
Welcome to Paternity Matters Street Talk. I am your host, Shanika Taylor, and we're about to hit these streets to see if the people know their TV dads. All right, what's going on? What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Bodie, and I'm from Florida.
Oh, Florida. Florida's outside today. All right. All you just got to do is get 5 TV dads. You got this?
I don't know.
All right, what we going to say? Let's go. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I ain't got it.
Simpsons.
Homer.
Good job. Family Matter.
Family Matter.
Family Matters.
I thought you was going to say Family Guy.
Okay, Family Guy.
Peter.
Good job. The Sopranos. Blackish.
I don't want
Okay. Paternity matters to me because
I feel like it's how I make my guidelines for my life. They set the path for me,
All right, well, he didn't get the shows, but he got a good excerpt for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job. I hope y'all enjoyed Paternity Matters Street Talk. Enjoy the rest of the show with Judge Lauren Lake.
Did you ever just be like, Mom, look, I'm not even judging, but if there's multiple possibilities, who else could be my father and can we get a test? Like, how did you approach your mother about this? Because she has a part to play as well.
Well, my mom, I really didn't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Didn't want to pressure her into the situation.
Now, for those who haven't seen the first 2 episodes, I would suggest you go back and check out the first 2 episodes. It'll make a lot more sense of this. But this guy is looking for his father, and there's a guy that has been called the father. His name is Leroy. Okay, Leroy. I seen Leroy. Leroy, in my opinion, don't look nothing like this dude. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't think Leroy is the father. I'd be interested to see if the test results. Hopefully, we'll have some test results in this episode because we didn't have them in the other episodes. But this guy, Mother was a crack addict. Okay. She slept with a number of different men, and she picked a skinny dude named Leroy as the father. Okay. Not this guy's fault. He was just born. And he, said he never had a relationship with Leroy. Leroy, like, look, I don't think you my son. And he obviously didn't want to cause problems with his mother. A lot of times mothers have God status, okay? What I call God status. And what that means is they can do no wrong in their kids' eyes, no matter what they do. Just like Pac said, even though you was a crack fiend mama, you still was a black queen mama. You'll never hear nobody say, even though you was a crack fiend daddy, you still is a king daddy. You'll never hear that. Fathers don't have God status. Only mothers have God status. Why? I don't know. But that's just is what it is. Maybe because the mothers are more nurturing. But he really didn't want to, press his mother issues. And kids give their mothers passes on a lot of stuff. Even though their mothers act reckless, their mothers act, the kids don't hold their mothers to the same standards they do their fathers. They just don't. And that sounds like what he was doing. He didn't want to bring that stress to his mother. But let's hear what he got to say in his own words.
And why did you feel that as a son?
I just felt like my mom did so much for us. Even though we was in and out of foster homes and group homes and whatnot, she still fought, to get us back.
I went to court and I tried to get them back, but I still was sneaking, getting high. So they stayed in the system till they was like 13, and they started running away, coming home.
But at times you were in a foster, you and your brothers would be in foster care, so
Correct.
You wouldn't have father or mother.
Right, absolutely. That was the hardest part, because I never wanted anybody to raise me except my family, and that's what caused me to act up. While I was in foster home, I ran away. I showed out because I always wanted to be with my family, especially my oldest brother at the time. So.
And you say you showed out. You didn't want to be with the foster families.
Correct.
You would run away.
Correct. I would run away from the foster homes, the group homes, to the point to where it's like the last time I ran away was at the age of 16, and I think that just gave up because they just knew they couldn't, contain me.
How long had you and your brothers been in and out of foster care?
Practically my whole youth. We've been in and out. We go in for like 3 years, come back out, then go in for like 5 years, and then come back out.
Because at that time your mom would get cleaned up, she'd come
Right.
back for you.
Correct.
And then you would be placed back at home with her, and then unfortunately the cycle would continue, and then you go again.
Correct, yes ma'am.
During that time, were you ever thinking about the...
I have to say it again. Judge Lauren Lake, you know you're fine, girl. Paternity matters. Yes, it does. But I'm glad she's covering this because I think that she's seen in her line of work how much paternity matters. Shout out to the beautiful black queen for doing this. Who else was going to do it? Nobody else was going to do it. You know what I mean? And show that paternity matters. Especially for black men specifically. So I just think this is a great show, great concept, and I'm glad she's doing it. I can think of no better person to do this than her. So let's go back in.
man that they told you was your father? Was that an issue? Were you hoping he would come and get you? Were you expecting?
All the time. I was always expecting him to come, get me, because I was the only one of his kids that was in foster home. He got four boys. My mom got 6 boys. So they was, with their moms. He was around them. His name on their birth certificates. There's a whole lot that had my mind like rolling to the point to where I was like really angry.
I tried to wait till he was old enough to understand where his mom.
Now, this is Leroy, for those who haven't, seen the other episodes, his alleged father. Question: do he look anything like that brother? In my opinion, nah. I mean, this looked like a skin. Now, he's a little older, but he don't look like his father at all. And that guy don't look anything like Leroy. So I'll be interested to see the results. But let's hear Leroy's side of the story.
Mama was putting everybody through. And now the truth is the truth. I mean, I can't change that. Every mother and God is supposed to know who her child belongs to. Because she's having a child. The man ain't having no child. So how does he know? If she's messing with more than one man, she don't know. But her pride gonna not let her tell the truth. She wasn't ashamed when she was having the babies. She was sleeping with all these men.
Leroy was the one that introduced me to drugs. Yes.
Wow.
But he said, I don't know. You was getting high, you don't know. I said the first person I got high with was you.
I didn't know that girl was getting high. Why would I do that? I didn't even sell dope to people who were women who was pregnant, old people, stuff like that. I never did that. I ain't introduced her to no drugs. I can't introduce nobody. What happened, she done got around somebody she felt comfortable with. Not me. I never sold Barbara dope with no drugs. Never.
She said she got her first high with you.
That can't be the truth because, like I said, she had her children took at least 3 times before I even knew she was getting it.
We don't have to sugarcoat this.
Yeah.
This is not easy. And when you talked about being a kid and running away and being angry and showing out in foster care, yes, I bet you did.
I'm also angry at my father because he was never there, and then he's still to this day denying he was never there. So I'm also angry at him, and also my mom. I mean, she didn't really force him or suggest him that he put forth the effort to find out if I'm his son or not.
Really, I didn't want to let my son know that, the Bambi men out there using, it could be just anybody, but I didn't want it to be anybody.
I don't see this woman for 5 years now, for sudden I'm the daddy.
After I had Richard, he was still coming in and out, in and out, because he had what I wanted, and stuff like that. It wasn't him, it was the crack. So, it kept on. So after I had Richard, he was coming over, he look at Richard, as he grew up and stuff like that.
Can you be specific about some of the ways you feel like this question of paternity has just held you back from living a full life? Because even talking to you right now, there's a reserved quality. It's almost as if I want to break you out of this wall. Like I just want to fight and get to you. There's something up. What is that?
The story that I have, this is what put the wall up. I should say I was between 3 and 5 years old.
Richard became 5 years old, and Leroy came over. I said, "That's your daddy right there," like that. And Richard said, "Mom, that's my dad." I said, "Yeah, that's your daddy." So he ran out to Leroy's car.
We was in the house cleaning up, doing homework, regular stuff. My dad pulls up. I forgot about everything. Homework, chores, my brothers, my mom, everything. When I seen my dad pull up, that's just how excited I be because I barely seen him. I ran out the house, ran to his car, like, Daddy, Daddy, I'm so happy you're here, you know, trying to, you know, embrace him, like, love him. He rolled his window down. He was like, what's up, Daddy? What's going on? I'm not your dad. I was between 3 and 5.
That broke my heart just to hear.
It's
No
crazy.
child of any age, no adult deserves to have that type of denial.
This is tough, y'all. This is tough because what do? You lie to the boy? You know? You lied to him? Why would the mother put him in that situation if she don't know for sure? She doing a disservice both to Leroy and to her son by telling him that. If she not sure for sure, she shouldn't point out no man's as being the daddy, because now that little boy gonna think, oh, that's my daddy. He gonna resent him for years, the next 20 years. And then if a test come back that he's not, then what? Mama, you wasted 20 years of my life. I thought this guy, you said this was the guy. That's why I I resented him for that. Now it turns out he's not. But you, mama, you got God status. I can't be too mad at you. You tried. I guess it just is what it is. But what do? If you're Leroy, what do? You say, yeah, I'm your daddy. Once you say that, it's a wrap. Okay? Once you say that, you're on the hook emotionally with that child. He had to tell a little boy the truth. I'm not your dad. Now, if the tests come back positive, Leroy got a lot of making up to do. He just do. You know what? I'm sorry. Sorry we missed out. First of all, it shouldn't have took this long. Second of all, even if it did, I mean, look, he this dude look like he in his 30s right now. I don't know how old he is, but I don't know how much they can rekindle. You can't turn back the hands of time and take him to the baseball field and play catch with him and all that other stuff, and coach his football team like I did my son. I coached my son's football team. You can't take him fishing as a young boy or take him hunting or whatever and teach him the birds and the bee. You can't do a lot of that fatherly stuff. You know what I mean? Because he's grown now. So it shouldn't have took this long. And I'm glad Lauren Lake is doing this show for people who probably can't afford to get paternity tests because, the mother was on crack or whatever and this, that, and the third. So, and he's a foster kid, runaway. So they probably either didn't have the time, the money, or the will to get it done sooner. But it's just a shame, man. But it's a tough situation, but I don't think that men should be lying to these kids. If they don't feel like they're the father, they can't say that they're the father. Unfortunately, that hurt this guy's heart to the core, but telling a lie is always worse than telling the truth. That's how I feel. Unless there are no victims. Unless there are no victims with the lie. Anyway, let's go in.
I just feel like other people have their fathers, and I've seen even my brothers. Their fathers been in their lives, not as much, but more than my dad. Just seeing that kind of it, it's a balance between jealousy and hurt.
I just want him to be happy. He never felt like that he been loved because of the situation that he's in as far as his body and stuff like that. And I told him whatever he go through, I'm there with him, regardless. I'd say because you got 3 fingers, you got 3 daddies. You know, and I left it just like that.
Coming up next week on Paternity Matters.
Recently, my father had basically said that no gay child or gay grown man is a son of his.
Whatever happens, Lord, just let me be strong and to be able to take it in as a woman.
All right, Crystal from Baltimore wrote in. She gave me a text. She said, "Dear Judge Lauren, I just had a beautiful baby boy. I'm in a 5-year relationship and I love my boyfriend. While we were on a break though, oh Lord, these breaks. While we were on a break, I did have sex with somebody else and I'm really not sure if he's the father. I don't know if I should tell him or if I should just keep the secret to myself. It seems like everybody would be happier if I just left it alone. What should I do?" You know what? You've got to do what you need to do. If you wrote me, it's bothering you. It's bothering you. You need to tell the truth. And you never know. I have seen it many times where men say, if we were broken up during that time, I'm willing to accept the baby too. If he can't accept that, that's something you have to live with, right? But living in a lie ain't gonna cut it.
Hey family, make sure you like, subscribe.
Yeah, and there you have it. I thought we were going to get the test results. I'll be waiting for these test results, but I don't see them popping up. Maybe in the next episode, we'll see. Stay tuned for that. I'll be interested to know because we got to get to the bottom of whether or not this brother is Leroy's son, and get some questions answered. So let me know what y'all think about this. I'd be interested to know. Hit the like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.